right. Okay, here we go.
Hey everybody, it's time for Quarantine Questions with Keenan, the instant live talk show that I made up to interview some of my old friends and to catch up during this lonely time of quarantine. Now take it away, Underbite T-Rex!
All right. Here we go. Welcome to the show.
This is amazing.
We're running a pretty high-tech operation over here.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you guys doing?
Super good. Let me do your proper introduction.
Okay.
I had a whole script and stuff, but now Hi, do you want to come say hi?
No.
Come here.
No.
Okay, well, I'll be okay. Come eat some more. Okay, I'm gonna do the show. Can I do the show? Yeah. Do you want to come see? Okay, Instagram Live, all three of you. We are here today on the first episode of Quarantine Questions with Keenan with one of my favorite people, the amazing, the lovely, the OG member of the Kingsbridge crew, Emily Truxel.
Hi, three people. Yay!
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. We talked for like a little bit yesterday or a couple days ago just to see if this thing would work, but that was the first time we really like talked, even seeing each other on video chat in like a really, really long time.
And you were in the bathroom. It was perfect.
That's where I am most of the time though, so that's where you find me.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you. Yeah.
It's really, really great to see you too. Okay. So we're just gonna dive right in
Cool.
with the first question, which is how do we know each other and do you remember how we met?
So it's funny, we know each other because we grew up in Kingsbridge in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I actually don't remember the day we met. I feel like you were just always there, like we were just always together. Do you remember like a specific day that we actually met?
I remember a moment, but I don't remember when we actually met because I remember I remember biking past your house and there's all these bikes in front of your house and you guys, it was like you and Keith and I can't remember.
Maybe Cameron, Heaslip, and Zach.
Yeah. And you guys were like all eating like popsicles and you're like, hey, do you want to come eat popsicles? I can't remember if we were like friends then or if that was it. But
That actually is jogging my memory. I do kind of remember you coming by and just like, do you want to come sit with us? And then that was it. You were always sitting with us.
you know what though? I think that might have been when I met Zach actually. I think Zach was the kid that rolled up and we were already eating popsicles and I was kind of like, who's this kid? And you were like, hey, come eat with us. And I was like, yeah, I think that is it. Because I remember thinking like, I already have friends. I don't need like more friends. Who's this kid? And that's like busted up. Coming up.
That was the moment you met your future life best friend. Popsicles in Kingsbridge.
So weird.
That's crazy.
That was a really long time ago. We were like 11 or something.
So my parents moved out of Kingsbridge a long time, right when I left for college or sometime in college, and I really haven't been back because there's nobody there anymore.
Yeah.
But 2 weekends ago or 3 weekends ago, before all this craziness happened, we had a baby shower for Jackie Christie in Kingsbridge at her parents' house. Her mom's house is still there, and that was the first time I had like driven through the neighborhood in years. It was so like surreal to be back and see everything and my house. It's not my house, but you know it is. It was like wow, just to be back.
I know. I can't remember the last time I was back. I think it was before me and my wife Jay got married because my parents were still living there. They built a house in Leesburg, in the country a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was the last time. So that was like 7, maybe 8 years ago. It
Um,
was weird, but yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. I know, man. That was a great. We had a great childhood growing up
yeah.
with like all those kids our age and stuff in the same neighborhood and everything. It was really actually pretty cool. Um, okay, let's see. So you and Gonzo, how long are you and Gonzo married?
So actually funny, today is our 12-year anniversary of being together. So we started dating 12
Oh,
years ago, and then in October it'll be 9 years married. So a long time.
wow. Well,
Yeah,
congratulations on the anniversary. That's cool. Oh, it just
thanks.
happened today. It's
Do
like,
you know yeah, it just happened today, and he's been playing FIFA for most of the day. So we're really living it up over here. We're
perfect.
really
You know
taking
what?
advantage.
You know what? It's whatever gets you through.
Yeah.
Remind me how you guys met, though. I know you've told me, but I forget.
In college, it's I guess it's not a funny story. It's just what happened. On my 21st birthday, I was in a sorority in college, and I am not a sorority type of girl
Mm-hmm.
in any way. And they thought it was really funny that in 21 years of life, I had never just like smooched a random stranger. I'd never kissed a guy I didn't know or wasn't my boyfriend ever. I just
Yeah.
never had that random like kiss moment. And they were like, "Oh, you're turning 21. You should totally try and kiss a guy tonight for your birthday." And I ended up meeting Gonzalo and kissing him. And he called me the next day, and we've been together ever since. So it didn't really work
Wow. Very cool. I didn't know that. I mean, you probably did say that at one point, but well, Gonzo's awesome. I've only met him a handful of times, but he's such a cool dude. And you guys always look super happy and super like having fun going around the globe. Speaking around the globe, so we'll hit the next couple of questions. Where were you born?
in Leesburg,
And
Virginia.
and that is probably
I don't know where our one viewer is from. So, Leesburg, Virginia.
it's fine. This is gonna be on YouTube later.
Oh, perfect.
So
Cool.
everyone can watch it. You can tell your family and they can watch and stuff like that too if you want.
That's funny.
And where are you from? Which is probably also
Leesburg.
Virginia.
Yep.
Okay.
Grew up.
And where you live now?
So we live at the National Harbor now. You probably haven't ever been out here. So it's just on the other side of the water from Old Town Alexandria. So if you go out into the neighborhood on one side, you can see the Washington Monument. On the other side, you can see the Old Town area. So we're right in, like, if it's a triangle, we're right on the corner of DC and Old Town. It's called National Harbor on the water.
Cool. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been so long since I've been back to Virginia. I don't remember like anything about Virginia. I'm like a landmarks person too, or I just remember it's like it's by that thing and you go here and like I can like see the roads and everything. But I even when I lived there, like I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm the
I
same
couldn't
way.
tell you how to get to like Lovettsville or whatever. It's like you just go down that road. You just go for
Right.
a while and then it's like Waterford and Lovettsville and there you are.
Before all this happened, we were all locked down. I was with my mom and we were going somewhere, and it was like in Ashburn or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Oh, you go here, you go by this road, that road." I'm like, "I have no clue what you're talking about. You live here. You've grown up here." I
I
still don't
know.
know.
It's weird. I've been really bad at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Where would you love to live? You've been like everywhere. Where would you
Yeah.
like, love to live?
Europe,
Yeah.
probably somewhere. So that's like our goal is that eventually we're gonna retire and we're gonna live in Europe. Oh, hi.
Say hi, Lennon. This is my son.
Hi.
Say this is my friend Emily. She's one of my oldest friends. When I was a little kid, we were friends. Is that cool?
Pretty cool.
I've never been to. I guess I've been through Europe, but I've never really stayed in Europe, and I just imagine Spain being somewhere that I really want to go. I always put that on my list of like the place I'd
Yep.
love to visit is Spain because it just seems.
So we haven't canceled our flights. We have tickets booked for Barcelona and Italy for later this year. Fingers crossed.
Okay, yeah. When
But
this
yeah,
all blows over,
right. So Barcelona is where we're going to look just to see like where would we maybe want to live when we do move. But that's on our list. But
yeah, move there, and then that'll give me an excuse to come and see you guys, and you guys can show me Spain. That'd be cool.
Every time I tell my dad we haven't canceled the flights yet, it elicits like he yells at us like, "Are you kidding? What are you thinking?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just waiting."
I mean, how long do you think this is gonna go?
I know this is a question later on, but I work for Expedia, which is
Uh-huh.
like a big travel company. So
Yeah.
all we're doing is like poring over data and trends and trying to see like are people searching for trips like further out, and then what our points of sale in China are doing, like how they're trying to rebound. But I don't know. I go back and forth, like hoping by the end of May and then June. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just get freaked out by like how contagious they say it is. It's just like,
I don't
dude,
know.
that it's not just gonna go away. I don't think, but like at the same time, I just really hope it is gone by the end of this month. Like
Yeah,
somehow we're just okay by 30 May. Or
that would be great.
yeah, that'd be really good. Okay, are we ready to move on? Let's move on to favorites. So really quick for the two viewers out there, this whole thing started because Instagram has that filter thing where it has a little random question above your head and you just answer the question. So me and my wife are doing it, and I was like, oh,
It
I
was
should do this.
hilarious and adorable, and
Yeah,
you
it's
should keep
fun.
doing it. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I should do this with more people because some people commented and said they liked it or whatever. So some of these questions are like just some like kind of quick ones. It's just to kind of move us through some stuff. Just all inspired by that little filter thing. So the next section is faves. So favorite snack.
Favorite snack, as you know, it is cheese balls.
Yeah.
I eat
Cheese
like a
balls.
16-year-old boy going through puberty. Like, I have the worst eating habits on the planet. If it is bad for you, it is a favorite of mine. I love all junk food, chips, all of it.
I know.
Mm.
I was in line at the grocery store the other day, and there was just one of those like Hostess like apple pies. You know the ones I'm talking about? And I was just like, I'm just gonna eat it, and I just ate it in line. I just was like sitting in line, I ate it, and it was just like it's not a great thing. My metabolism is
I
slowing down as an
So
older.
we've, I don't know if you guys have this in California. We have Safeway here. You probably remember it from being out
Mm-hmm.
there. They make these
Yeah.
colossal donuts. They're like this big and they are so freaking good. And I get one. I try not to do it every time because I eat it that like while as I'm walking around the store
Uh
and forget about it by the time I leave. And I have stolen so many donuts on
huh.
accident because I eat them and I'm like, ooh, that was great. And then forget it at the end.
That's hilarious. All right, yeah. I was gonna get into some stuff that I stole, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so favorite dad joke.
Favorite dad joke. I wish my dad was watching this because my dad, all his jokes are like really inappropriate and not dad jokes at all. They're like they make all of us really embarrassed to be around him. But I don't have a favorite one. I like the how much does a polar bear weigh enough to break the ice. I think that's kind of cute. It works for anybody.
That's
That's I
pretty
guess my
good.
favorite.
I like
Yeah.
that one. Good one. I'm tucking that away. Favorite guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure. I can't remember if you're gonna ask favorite show. So if you're not, then my guilty pleasure is watching Bob's Burgers. It's my favorite show of all time,
That's not a
and
guilty pleasure. That's great. I love that
it's the
show.
best. It's the best.
It's so good.
Yeah. But I don't really have like a guilty pleasure. Eating bad, I guess, is a guilty pleasure.
That's fun. Yeah.
I don't watch reality TV, so I can't have that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're kind of reality TV junkies. My wife and I have a problem, man. We're like yelling at the TV, but like,
Really? What do you
yeah,
watch?
we watched Love Island. You ever see pretty much anything MTV's ever put out? We watched. It's just like all these ridiculous things, and it's just like these incredibly vapid people just walking around and trying to find love and all these different things. But like, it's just really bad, and where you like get so frustrated and stuff. But then it's just like, we'll play the next one. Like we're gonna keep watching.
So in college, and you maybe remember this show, it was on VH1, and they had like all those amazing like Rock of Love,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
were okay. So they had one. Do you remember one called Tool Academy?
Vaguely, I don't know if I ever
So
watched that one.
it was like all these horrible douchebag guys, and 4 like beaten up girlfriends who just like wanted them to like pay attention, and they were all like in glittery t-shirts or whatever. So they go, and the show is like they go through therapy, and then they run obstacle courses in the evening, and like the couples that improve the most or win the obstacle courses could win like 100 grand, and then they have like a reformed boyfriend. Well, in college, I'm like, Gonzalo, we could be on the show. I can pretend to cry. You pretend to
told
be
me
me.
about this. You
We
really
got
wanted to
cast
do
on
it.
it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we got cast on the show. They were like, yes, you guys come. The whole thing's like a 3-week process. And I called my parents and I'm like, okay, so this thing films in June and we're going to have to do this. And my dad was like, no. He's like, do you really want to go on TV and pretend that you are like this girl that has this crappy boyfriend? Do you really want Gonzalo to be this crappy boyfriend in front of people? And I'm like, I guess not. So we didn't do it, but we did get cast.
That is so funny. I do remember you saying that now. I think you might have told me that when I was on my mission or something.
Oh, maybe. But yeah.
I think we
So
kept in better contact when I was on my mission than we have since I've been back for like the 10 years I've been back.
you're busy. You have kids and a really like stressful job and all that.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. We've got kids. Kids are crazy. You guys gonna have kids? I gotta ask that
I don't know.
parent question. You don't have to answer it. It's totally fine. I really don't like putting people on the spot with that one.
Oh no, it's not putting on the spot. Everyone asks us because we've been together for 100 years, but I don't know is the answer. I have no clue. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
I remember. So this is another thing that I'm gonna do on the show. I've been trying to remember like embarrassing things that I'm gonna bring up and embarrass people.
Great.
But I remember when we were like in high school, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but we were talking about kids somehow, and you're just like very definitively, you're like, I don't want to have any children. I'm just gonna adopt like a teenager, and then that'll like a teenage girl, and then you're like, I just want to skip all the baby stuff, and I was like, huh. And I still remember that you said that. It was just so funny.
I still kind of feel that way. It's so in Kingsbridge in 2009 or 1999, my parents' friends and all of their kids did a traveling New Year's Eve party for the millennium, and part of it was that everyone wrote a letter to themselves that we put in a time capsule and opened up in 2020. And mine, it's horrible. It was like very vapid and very
so you like just opened it up.
Yeah, we just opened it up and we're like what we hope our life is going to be like and that kind of stuff. And mine was saying how I was going to live in the city with my husband and travel, which is exactly what we do. And it was like, I'm really sorry to my mom and dad, but if they ever want to have grandkids, they're going to have to bother my sister because I'm never having kids. I've been pretty consistent.
That's hilarious, though. That's so funny that, things change, and I don't know. It's just whatever. Everything's good. Everything works out the way it's supposed to. I'm trying to get rid of these comments. Like, it's okay that you guys are commenting, but isn't there a way that I can, like, make them?
I don't see any comments. Are people writing stuff? Are they saying this is boring and they hate it? And who is this?
No, I think they're just, like, saying, like, so-and-so joined, and people are waving and saying hi and stuff, but I don't know how to...
Oh, God. One of our joiners is your wife.
Wait, what?
Is Jess is on here, I see.
Oh. Yeah, I told her, well, I didn't tell her, but she knows that she should at least be watching. So at least
Gonzalo knows we're doing this. Gonzalo knows we're doing this, and he did not even log on, and I know he got a notification that I was live. He's just playing FIFA. I hear him playing upstairs.
No, he'll catch it on YouTube, he sees you all the time. He has the answers to all of these. Okay, last favorite question. Man, we gotta kind of roll through this. This is good. This can take as long as it can. Favorite band right now. Favorite band ever.
Fleetwood Mac is kind of my right now favorite band, but my whole life I really liked Queen the most. I don't listen to new music at all. I don't know anything that's on the radio. If I listen to the radio, it's NPR, which is really boring, I guess, for most people, but I don't know any current music at all, so everything I listen to is like from the 70s.
Yeah.
So,
I have a brother-in-law, and he is very into the music scene, and so he'll like post stuff or stuff he's listening to, and I just kind of get to like file through it and see stuff that I like or whatever. But yeah, I don't listen to the radio or anything like that anymore.
yeah.
We live in a weird age now. Like, I don't think anyone really listens to the radio anymore. Maybe kids do. Do you guys like have cable and stuff? Or,
We
like,
do still have cable, so we have a couple of things that are like old people things. We have cable.
it's weird that it's like an old people thing, but it's just like this day and age, like it's like Netflix or Hulu. Like we're Hulu people. We're only watching like stuff. If it's like on the show, we're watching it a day later on Halo. Or I mean, if it's on like live or whatever. But I don't know. It's just kind of weird. No one
Yeah.
has landlines anymore or stuff like that. Anyway, so we're gonna jump into the Never Have I Ever quarantine edition. So, never have I ever binged a whole show or like a whole season of something on Netflix so I plan to have this show start a lot sooner, but since being quarantined, have you?
I have. Yeah, Schitt's Creek on Netflix. I am
I
rolling through it.
Yeah, I need to jump back on that. I remember when it was on I watched that I think when I was in Dispatch like years and years ago. It was on Amazon Prime. That's the only thing we got in the office. I couldn't get like Netflix or anything. So I watched it on Amazon Prime and I was like, it was really funny. And I just never got back into it.
Yep, I'm rolling through that one, so I'll have finished that soon. I just started it.
Nice. Yeah, I really liked that one. That was so surprising. Never have I ever ate really terribly. If yes, explain in great detail. You can.
All the time. I have made since quarantine started. If it's not brownies, I've made banana bread or chocolate chip cookies like every other day. So that's just the new normal for us over here.
That's awesome. It is so. It's really hard to eat good, especially
Yeah.
when like
You're bored.
yeah, and you're bored or like my wife got really excited about. So there's this banana bread pudding place called Magnolia's. I guess it started in New York City, and now do you know it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it's so good. So she like looked up their like or like they released like their recipe or whatever. So we like made it, and like a little bit goes a long way. Like you only make it's like a can of this and a little bit of like heavy whipping cream or whatever. And I was like, this is it serves 16. I was like, is that right? Can that be real? And so we made it, and it's like a huge bowl. We still have it sitting in the fridge, and I'm just like, well, we need to get rid of that so that I'm not tempted with it anymore. But to do that,
Yep.
like, I have to eat it. And so it's just like downward spiral. But yeah, It's really, really hard to do that.
I think
okay.
everybody's on the same page, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's true. We're all going to come out of this quarantine fat and pasty and whatever. Never have I ever judged people too harshly for not practicing good quarantining or social distancing.
I have definitely. I still do that all the time. I need people to go the F inside, please. I don't want to stay in here.
It's the easiest thing to do.
Yes.
Like, I mean, I was talking to another brother-in-law of mine, and I was like, what do you think the line is between like an introvert and an extrovert? And he was like, and he said it like it was already a definition. So I probably should have just looked it up, I guess. But he's like, I think it's like, or what did he say? An introvert is someone who can find joy like being alone, but an extrovert is someone like who only finds joy like being with people or being like out and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm definitely an introvert because like I can just sit and draw or watch TV or whatever for like ever and ever and just totally whatever. So quarantine life I've taken very well to quarantine life. It's like my favorite thing so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you just see people like out and about, and I know it's like okay to be like out and like walk your dog or like your kids need to like run around so you take them out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like I get it, like those things are fine or whatever, but it's just like you see like people and like celebrities. I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit. You see people and celebrities like taking pictures and stuff like that. It's like, look how empty it is out here. It's like, dude, it's only a matter of time for everyone wants to take that picture, and then like everyone's gonna be there, and there's no way that this super contagious thing isn't gonna get around more. It's like, let's just like not be ourselves for a little bit, and like not need to post a picture of DC like the mall like super empty or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Oh no, I'm on that soapbox too. Yeah. It's so annoying.
I don't know, it's just weird. Okay, so now we're going to what are you reading or watching? And this is just, what are you reading or what are you watching? Pretty self-explanatory. I actually stole it from a podcast that I like listening to. It's one of their little segments. But so you said you're watching Schitt's Creek, which is really good. I definitely recommend that. Guilty Pleasures is Bob's Burgers, and that's just amazing. I actually need to catch up. I didn't know they were still like making episodes and stuff. There's like seasons I haven't watched yet.
So good. Yeah, I watch pretty much every day. I watch a repeat of Bob's Burgers. We just started the new Heidi Klum like Project Runway knockoff on Amazon. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like business side of fashion. Yeah, we like it. So that's what we're watching. And reading, oh, you're making me feel like I have to read so I can answer this question.
No, it doesn't have to be. You don't even have to say reading. You can just opt for the watching thing.
Yeah, the watching thing is good. I like that one, the new Project Runway one, but I feel like I'm trying to keep my schedule as normal as possible, so I'm like working the day, even though I don't have a lot to do right now, but I don't really watch that much TV in general, but that's just a couple of things on Netflix here and there. I have not watched the Tiger King or whatever it's called. I'm not going to watch it, and I know that's everybody. I'm not going to do it. No, I can't. I don't do well with any kind of animal stuff, like any kind of that kind of thing. So I just can't. But I know everyone else is loving it. So
it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. We just finished it like the other day, and my wife actually just commented on. We've been sending memes to her sister and her husband because we watched it together, and they just been sending all these memes back and forth, and she's like, I'm so glad we watched it so we can get on all these memes. It's so important to know what's going on. I think I feel the same way too, but like, it's just wild. It's pretty crazy. Okay, well, let's see. Where are we? Okay, this is a little, this is a segment I called Pied Piper. So this is a chance for you to make a plug for yourself or for an organization you really like, or a show, or a book, or whatever you want to do, like a band, someone on social media that we should be following. So do you have anybody that you'd like to shout out or talk about, or talk
yeah,
about?
so I was thinking of two. They're not like, I mean, one of them is a dog account. I don't know if any of our 5 viewers like dogs. But I follow this guy called Loki the Wolf Dog. He's super cool. His photography is amazing. They do a lot for like animal rescue stuff. So that's one that I follow for like dog content. And then another one, I'm sure a lot of people follow this. It's Neat Mom. And it's just funny memes. I just like it. I don't have Twitter, so she posts like funny Twitter things that I would never see otherwise.
Nice. That's cool. Neat Mom, and what was the other one? Loki
the Wolf Dog.
Loki the Wolf Dog. All right, well, I'm going to have to check those out for sure. Okay, we're going to wrap up, and we're going to do the rapid fire question. I just got to pull up my phone, so I forgot I didn't have them up. So this is like just a fun thing, so just answer them as quick as you can, as I guess honestly as you can, but there really isn't a right answer. It's just a lot of crazy funny things, okay?
Okay.
So are you ready?
Ready.
Rapid fire. Cake or pie?
Cake.
Red Vines or Twizzlers?
Twizzlers.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Red or blue?
Blue.
Beavis or Butthead?
Beavis.
Guns or knives?
Knife.
Cheap or free?
Cheap or what?
Cheap or free?
Oh, free.
Mary Kate or Ashley?
Ashley.
Sickness or health?
Health.
Too warm or too cold?
Too warm.
Ugly or annoying?
Ugly.
And finally, Corona or Corona?
Corona.
Oh, you picked coronavirus. How could you do that?
Do you think Corona or Corona?
That's just a dumb one at the end. Oh, man. Dude, thanks so much for doing the show.
So one thing I wanted you to ask that you didn't ask is something about disobeying my parents.
Oh,
do you remember the time?
all about those.
No, but do you remember the time that we went to Blue Ridge to watch a movie on the side of the building, and the police came? And we got put in cop cars?
Did you get put in a cop car?
I did, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I do remember that. We were on the roof, remember?
Yeah, and the school was like under construction, so they were thinking people were like vandalizing.
Yeah.
And we all saw the cars coming, and everyone climbed down and scattered. And like 11 cars are running through the fields of Blue Ridge because there's not a lot going on in Percival.
Oh my gosh, I can't. we must have talked about it afterward, but I remember like laying low for a while after that happened. So quick recap for the 4 watchers or anyone on YouTube.
Yes.
Me and my best friend Zach, who will be on the show later, and our friend Andy, who's also Kingsbridge kids. We all grew up in the same neighborhood. So actually Andy, I can't remember when he moved in, but he didn't go to Blue Ridge with us. We all went to the same middle school and the same high school. He didn't go to middle school with us, so had nothing to do. The town we live in is called Percival, and there's nothing to do. And so we were like, let's take him to Blue Ridge. We saw some scaffolding. I think they're doing work. We can get on the roof. So we got on the roof and we're throwing rocks off the roof and like watching.
No, you guys had made a movie. This was our senior year.
No, okay. What happened? So this is senior year still. So we were on the roof and then we kind of like exhausted the fun of sitting on a roof. And so we're about to get in the car and leave, and we're driving away, and I see that loading dock where like the cafeteria truck would come in to like unload stuff. And I was like, Zach, wait! And I get out of the car and I push the handicap button just to see what happened. And the door just swings open. And I was like, huh. So we went inside and we're being all quiet. And then I'm like, wait a minute. And I was like, help, help, is anyone here? And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm gonna pretend like I'm hurt. And then we'll suss out if anyone's like in here so we won't get in trouble. And he's like, great idea. So we're like, yeah, this guy's hurt. He hurt his ankle. We have our longboards and no one's there. So we have the video camera because we were seldom without this video camera, and we make this movie of us doing all this terrible stuff in Blue Ridge. We like took fire extinguishers and we were like setting them off, and we pulled that little cord in like the science rooms where all the water goes down in case you're on fire or like have a chemical or whatever. So we made this movie of us doing this terrible, terrible stuff, and we edited it together, and we were like, what a great like send-off gift to everyone, because this was like we were about to graduate. Everyone's gonna go on different colleges and stuff, and we're like, what a great little thing we could do. Like, we'll invite everyone over and watch this film. Zach didn't want to do that at his house because it's incriminating. I didn't want to do it at my house for the same reason. So like, where can we do it? And we're like, the roof of the middle school. That'd be perfect. Like, no one would ever. So long story short, a lot of people, way more than we thought, showed up. And we were there to watch this movie. And turns out the cops came, but they only came because I think it was Brett Motice and then Keith Eldridge decided not to park in the parking lot of the school, which was smart. But they parked in the neighborhood next door and ended up cutting through a backyard, which happened to be a cop's backyard. And so his like motion light went off, and he followed these kids. He's just like wondering where these kids were going. And then like every cop in town came, and I hid on the roof and ran from the cops. Me and Justin Owens, and Jim Clark was late getting there, so he was at the gas station. And he called us, and he was like, I just saw every cop go down the road to Blue Ridge. What's going on? Oh, did you ever Terry Daly?
I do. I do.
So
yeah.
Wait, did you guys date?
Mm-mm.
I thought you guys might have. I forget why. Anyway, so Terry, I guess, had just gotten into some trouble for possession, and so he said, hey, like, all fun and jokes aside, if something happens, if the cops show up, I'm just gonna run. And we're like, okay. He's like, I love you guys, but like, that's just what's gonna happen. And like, he had a sixth sense about it. We're like, Terry, you silly boy. And then it all got too real when Terry started booking and like jumped off the roof, and we're like, okay, this is real. And me and Justin Owens ran away. And we got away.
Yeah, I got caught. I got caught. Didn't run the right way, got lost in the shuffle, and the guy that caught me was on foot, and he flashed me with the spotlight, and he was like, put your hands up or I'm going to release the dogs. They did not have dogs. So I'm like, and he grabbed me, and he's like, where are your friends? Who are you here with? And I'm like, I'm by myself. I'm not here with anybody. And he was trying to like get in my brain. He's like, these are not friends of yours. They left you. These are not your real friends. Like, you need to tell us. He goes, you're not going to go to college. This is going to ruin you. You better tell us who is here. And I'm like, I'm by myself. I don't know. And they threw me in the car. And I was there a long time. And they called my parents. And my parents thought it was hilarious, which made the cops really mad because they were like laughing hysterically. They're like, I'm sorry, she was here with who to do what? And you've got 11 cars. And they're like, ma'am, you got to take this seriously. And while they were sitting with me, I saw them bring Zach down. And remember, he was with some like really young Mormon girls?
They were like sophomores. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And they got caught too, and they made him sit down. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm in the car.
Dude, I totally didn't know about that. I remember Zach got caught. Obviously, he told me about all that. I remember that. But, like, dang, you're solid, Truxel. Not saying a word. Locking it down.
Well, they told me I was never allowed to come back to Blue Ridge, but when I left, I think we went over to Andrew Sweeney's house to like regroup, and I had Austin Caldwell's keys for some reason, and so I had to go back to Blue Ridge to give Austin his keys, and the police were like, "Oh, you're testing us? We told you, don't come back here."
What a bunch of punks. Dude, these guys have been so bored. Of course, they were just throwing everything.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can use our psychology on this one. I'm like, oh, remember your training, guys. Let's do it. Totally torment this high school girl. What a bunch of punks.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that's funny. I didn't know you were so solid. Dude, your parents were always like the cool parents, man. You guys, your parents were always like just totally cool about things and just like level-headed about everything. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
I remember, so the next day, I think, the next day was, I can't remember the next day was Sunday, but definitely the next time we were in church, one of those Mormon girls Zach was with, her dad gave like a talk.
Oh, God.
He talked very, not so like, not so subtly about how his daughter does dumb things sometimes. And
God.
Like how honesty is good and like whoever was responsible should be honest. And I'm like still there just like, yeah, right, dude. I can't say anything. Like I'm sorry. I was like, hey, chill, I'm really sorry you went through that, but like I'm not, like don't tell them it was me. Like this is not what you do. But it was like so awkward. I just remember just like sinking in my chair, like, oh, but
it's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I forgot about those. Well, maybe we'll have you on again and we'll just ask you some more questions and stuff.
This was fun. And I love your opening video. So good.
I know. I was trying to do so that's how we're going to open it every show. It's going to be great.
That's awesome. Well, next time you go live, I'll join in and see how the next guest does.
Perfect. Emily, thank you so much. I love you.
Love you too. Yeah.
All right.
Good to see you. I will.
Folks and everybody for me.
You too.
Yeah, I will. All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.